Lisa, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive in today's video.
So I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where a lot of pan-colored people are reacting to the fact that the Obamacare is actually the affordable care, and this got them reacting and regretting at why is it that they actually voted for TP, because his own policy, it seems that it's going to remove the affordable or Obamacare. And I'm just going to roll the clip because a lot of them were reacting to it. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
Dear President Trump, I know I don't look so good. I've been undergoing chemotherapy since May, and it takes a lot out of you. The good news is that Obamacare is keeping me alive and can cure my stage 4 cancer, but I need to keep my insurance. Your latest plan will put me and millions of other Americans at risk. Throwing us to the mercy of the insurance companies is not the way to go. We need the protections of the Affordable Care Act so that people with pre-existing conditions will be covered. We need somebody that will stand up for us rather than selling us out.
The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. Republicans started calling it Obamacare because they hated Obama. If you voted for Trump in order to get rid of Obamacare and you are on the ACA, congratulations, you voted to take away your health care and you are going to be without it. If you are under 26 and you voted for Trump to get rid of the Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act to replace it with a concept, congratulations, you're going to be kicked off your parents' insurance before you turn 26. If you currently have kids and they are under the age of 26 and you voted for Trump and you voted for the concept of a better healthcare plan, your kids are going to have to pay for their own insurance once they turn 18. Congratulations, that is what you voted for. Just so you know. And before all of the flooding of comments of all of the trumpets who come in and shout from the rooftops, "In the name of my president," wrong. Look it up. Look it up. Use Google for once in your fucking life.
Apparently a lot of them are figuring out that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same thing, and they actually voted against their own self-interest. If you voted for him, you took away my health care. Not only did you take away my health care, you took away my ability to get insurance at all because I have pre-existing conditions. And that's just one of the minuscule ways you've affected people in this country.
So many of you want to hear me talk about addiction related stuff and not political, but I'm going to tie the two together as far as, other reasons, regardless of you disagreeing with me, why I chose not to vote red. So when the Affordable Care Act was put into place, insurance was required to recover mental health and addiction treatment for the first time. My daughter was able to go to treatment as many times as she did in 4 years because of that mandate. The therapies that I'm getting, trauma therapy, is covered because of the Affordable Care Act. The therapies that everyone else is getting for their mental health is covered because of the Affordable Care Act. And not to mention, pre-existing conditions were eliminated. The Republican Party has made it very clear that they want to repeal the Affordable Care Act. And now they're going to be able to, right? They have control of the House and the Senate. And y'all know how I feel about addiction, corruption. But you're talking about now, are your visits for Suboxone clinics going to be covered. Obama couldn't even get the Affordable Care Act to where he wanted it to be. So the idea that Trump will be able to come up with a better plan, it's not going to be able to benefit the vulnerable populations that desperately need it. Healthcare should not be a luxury. It is a right. Everybody will need healthcare at some point. And this isn't about Trump or Kamala. I mean, it's not. Everybody wants to make it about that. Remove that from it. Look at Republicans and Democrats, all right? And if it wasn't for healthcare and it wasn't for reproductive rights, I probably wouldn't have even voted for the presidency, because I didn't vote the last two elections because I couldn't stand either candidate. But I couldn't support a party that wants to end healthcare for millions of people. I couldn't.
There's not one good video to stitch about the current discourse of like people not knowing Obamacare versus the Affordable Care Act. And I just want to say that I don't give a shit if you didn't know that shit, because if you operated in a space where you're like Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act aren't the same, all I know is that you cared about someone branding it as something Obama did, in which case you did not like that a black man did something. That's all you're saying. That's it. I need white people to do better about holding other white people accountable. And I need white people to do a better job of thinking critically about why other white people are choosing to be dumb about certain things. That's it.
I want to preface what you're about to see by noting I am not looking for sympathy or validation here. I was just expressing some remorse and some grief and some sorrow, because I think it can help a lot of people to kind of process through that. A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that. There are moments where I'm just overcome with grief and regret. Not anger, not rage, but just grief and regret over having voted for Trump in 2016. And I get that I've come a long way. I get all that. That doesn't take away those moments. It does not take away the regret, the guilt. I mean, I can work through it, and I do that regularly for a lot of different issues, not just who I voted for in 2016, but I just wanted to document this because this is one of those moments. I just saw the Kamala Harris ad talking about how she is the president for all the people and how Trump has a history of wanting to withhold aid from people who didn't vote for him. And I was partly responsible for putting him in office. I was part of that crowd. And that's something I'm going to have to live with. And I will. But there are moments like right now where that can be overwhelming.
So on that last topic, if Donald Trump gets the chance, he will end the Affordable Care Act. And take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was like? Children with asthma, breast cancer survivors, grandparents with diabetes. Well, Governor Walz and I will not let that happen. Because we believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege for those who can afford it.
The real reason why these people did not know that Obamacare was actually the Affordable Care Act was because they thought Obamacare was for DEI and Affordable Care Act was for white people. Yeah, that's what they thought.
There's this American man who came on big social media and said that he voted for Trump because he wanted Trump to scrap Obamacare. Mind you, he's unemployed, right? And if anybody knows about the American healthcare system, it is privatized, which means that you have to pay for your treatments and they can be very expensive. Nevertheless, he decided that he was going to vote for Donald Cheeto, translucent wig wearing as Trump, because he wanted Trump to scrap the Obamacare and continue with the Affordable Cares Act. Not realizing that when Obama launched Obamacare, he made it clear that it was the ACA. The Obamacare is the Affordable Cares Act. So he basically scrapped his entire privilege of getting discounted or cheap healthcare. That was not what behooved me. What behooved me was when the nigga found out what was I saying? Yeah. When he found out, bitch, that Obamacare and the ACA was the same thing. Hear this nigga. Why don't they label them different? The nigga started complaining that they weren't labeled different. Sir, they are the same. Yo, listen, I need to, good night.
So MAGA, you're upset now because now you're finding out that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same thing. You voted to get rid of Obamacare. I guess because you thought Obamacare was only for you know who. Not knowing that the Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are one and the same. It was the Republicans who told you and gave the Affordable Care Act the nickname Obamacare. They did it to scare you, and you fell for it. So you voted out of hate to try to get rid of something out of hate. But now you're not going to have health insurance because he has been trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act since his first time in office. And now that he has no guardrails, it's gone. He's going to try everything in his power to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. So all of you who voted to get rid of Obamacare, you just lost your damn insurance. Oh well, I guess you live and you learn.
You know, it's kind of astonishing how in the year of our Lord 2024, going on to 2025 now, there are people walking around today, U.S. citizens, who do not know that the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare are one and the same. What's worse is that they are actively taking part in and benefiting from the Affordable Care Act and then trashing Obamacare every chance they get simply because that man's name is attached to it. You see, you can't underestimate stupid. It always finds a way. Now, I could understand if this confusion was happening when, you know, the Affordable Care Act was first introduced, right? But we coming up on at least 10 years. I think it's been 10 years, in fact, right? And there are still people, most of them in MAGA mob, who don't know that my man Barry, the 44th president, got them affordable health care. I've been on Obamacare before. It's great. It's great. Cheapest health insurance I ever got. And they actively trashing it because there's nothing but air up here. It's crazy. I'll never forget. I used to work at the Best Buy in the Geek Squad. I was a computer technician. And I had this one coworker, white shorty. She was kind of fat, not gonna lie. Anyway, she was from Maine. Super awkward, introverted, nerdy little white girl, bro. And this was around the time where Trump was either campaigning or he was already in office, right? And me and her, we never had no problem. She was sweet, you know, no issues whatsoever, right? But then, you know, she's from Maine, and I was like, you probably one of them ones, bro. Like, I'm gonna be careful around you. And sure enough, I just happened to be talking about how I had to get on Obamacare because I turned 26. I had to get off my mom's insurance. And she was just like, I mean, good for you, but I mean, it really sucks that, you know, taxpayers are being forced to da-da-da-da. You know, the usual dribble, talking about how, you know, taxpayers got to pay for that and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And I just so happened to ask her, like, what are you on? She's like, oh, I'm on ACA. I just looked at her like she was stupid. And then she's like, what? I'm like, you do know the Affordable Care Act is Obamacare. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. She's just like, no, they're different. And I was just looking at her like, this bitch fucking stupid. Ultimately, I let it go because it's not my job to challenge stupid where it stands. You just got to let somebody else handle that. But it just goes to show that some people just, no brains up here.
Good morning. So I'm on my way to work And I've been listening to this creator. Her name's Tressa. Y'all go look up Tressa's page. She has a video getting a lot of popularity because she was in the carpool line this morning, and a parent that was behind her is a Trump supporter. This parent gets out, I believe, and comes over to tell Tressa about this aha moment that she's had with her decision to vote for Trump. And I think the lady was today years old when she realized that healthcare is about to change. He's getting rid of Obamacare. The lady did not understand what all comes with Obamacare, and she's like, I don't even know if me and my son are going to be able to have healthcare moving forward. And Tressa, she got home to tell us, y'all, I feel so bad for people like that. And I'm here to tell Tressa on my way to work, on my way to the job, that's going to, hey, I'm gonna be taken care of. But Tressa, we're not worried about them. That's what me and my black brothers and sisters are doing. We're not worried about all the aha moments that these Trump supporters are gonna have during the next 4 years, okay? Don't worry about them, Tressa. It's hard to, because she says in the video, it's hard to wrap my head around it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a hard 4 years because it's gonna be hard to wrap our head around a lot of things that they voted for. But we're gonna let them tackle these aha moments by their God selves, okay? And I hope you got what I just said, Tressa, okay? But I'm pulling into the job that affords me the life that I want to live. And we're going to pray for that parent who was so misinformed. Y'all have a great hump day.
Yes, there are 50 million Americans on Obamacare since 2014. The law passed in 2010, and essentially, if you don't know, let me tell you how Republicans are cruel to their own electorate, including Donald Trump, how they try to stop their people who vote for them from getting health care to save their lives. Let me tell you what happened. So if you don't know what Affordable Care Act does, several things, but one of the things it does, it expands Medicaid. States can opt in. So before Obamacare, the only people who would get Medicaid, which is like the state's version of free health care, Medicare, is, if you had a child that had a chronic illness, or if you were an elderly person who already had Medicare or Social Security, those are the only people who got the free health care through the state. Obamacare made it so possible for my uncle, for example, who was, for his whole adult life, the only time he went to when he got sick was if he got so sick he couldn't help it, he goes to the emergency room, because in the United States, the emergency room can't turn you away. And there were a lot of people in America just couldn't afford health care, and so they would have chronic illnesses that actually could be treated and could expand their lives if they only got routine health care, but they couldn't afford it. So Obamacare expanded it so millions more Americans, adults, qualified. And you best believe there are a lot of the states that rely on federal government are poor southern states or red states, right? So red states, Kentucky, for example, had to change the name from Obamacare to Connect Care or something like that. And the reason why they did that is because Republicans had demonized it so much. And former Kentucky Bashir said that they had to do a lot of marketing, and folks would come in and say, no, I can't get Obamacare. They did not want to get routine preventative health care that would save their lives, extend their lives, make them catch conditions. For example, I have that relative, because of Obamacare, he discovered that he had a heart condition and he got heart surgery. And had he not had Obamacare, eventually he, like a lot of people who don't get routine care, will pass away from preventable diseases that they don't even know they like to start like changing their diet or things like that, because they just never know they have it. Stroke patients, all that stuff. There are folks in America just like dropping like flies. So Obamacare saved a lot of these people's lives, but they were not. The Republicans were trying to stop their own electorate. Imagine, like, you're trying to stop people who, if they're not here for the next election, how can they vote for you? But that's how cruel they are. Donald Trump reduced the budget when he was in power, when he was in office, to Obamacare because he wanted to let Obamacare die. Hear him say it.
Obamacare fail, or just let Obamacare fail.
He wanted Obamacare to die, so he reduced the marketing budget to get more people in exchange by 90%. He cut the budget down to stop his own red state voters from signing up for health care that can save their lives. Now, if he were to get rid of Obamacare like he said he wants to do, you know what would happen? A lot of people wouldn't be able to get healthcare, because the other thing that Obamacare does, it stops insurance from denying someone care based on their pre-existing condition. And you best believe those states with all those poor people that rely on federal government, they had high cases of hypertension, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, all the chronic illnesses that would be deniable but for Obamacare. So you kill it, people they lose their health care and they can't get health care other place. And you did this to people who voted for you. You're doing this to people who vote for you. The people who vote for you, that's why they try to demolish the Department of Education. And that's why people accuse them of trying to keep their electorate ignorant. They don't want CRT. They don't want people to learn about their history. They don't want people to learn anything. Like, stay ignorant so we can just take away your health care and you don't even know it. And there's a website called Midas Media, whatever like that. They were doing a review of all the people who voted for Donald Trump who are realizing, oh, smack. There's this one guy who said that he can't wait till Donald Trump get rid of Obamacare. And he says, I'm poor, but I have my health care through Affordable Health Care Act. Someone in the comments had to say, dude, it's the same thing. So he's like, what? But I was told, yeah, they were telling their own people to not sign up for care that can extend their lives, that can keep them alive, that can keep them healthy. Because Obamacare also says, part of it is that you have to have routine preventive care. The idea being that if you give people care when they're healthy, they would be able to avoid like passing away. But they were actively trying to stop their own people, including Donald Trump, who a lot of these folks went and voted back into office. The guy who promised to take away their health care and tried to stop them from even signing up for preventive health care. It is a case of cognitive dissonance, people voting against their interests. I didn't know the leper was in my face. Hey, sign up for my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel. I got a video that's coming up you're going to see. It's about, you want to see that. Sign up soon.
Like, seriously, lovelies, when I say that with time, a lot of things will be popping up, and people will keep on realizing the choice that they made. And people will keep on realizing that it actually does not have anything to do like people that looks like me. If you keep on doing something, trying to, you are doing something that you know vividly well that you are doing that particular thing, targeting a particular set of people, you do not know that, at the end of the day, you might end up doing something that might actually, hurt you, or you are even doing something against your own self. There is this saying that actually says that if you are pointing one finger at someone, my granddad used to use that phrase. He said that if you are pointing one finger at someone, the 4 other fingers are pointing directly back to you. This means that when you are constantly, oh my God, I'm just trying to do this, I'm trying to do something that you think that is going to affect someone, you don't know that this particular thing directly or indirectly might turn out to be against you. Like, I see that this is actually what is, going on with this post, election, and people coming out to blame this person, blame that. A lot of people are just apportioning blame to people. Like, who is going to take accountability if everyone keep on pointing fingers, blaming this person, blaming that person, without you taking accountable for what you actually did yourself? So this Obamacare and the Affordable Care, a lot of painkiller people assumed that, let me just use the word. A lot of people that supported Republicans and all of that assumed that the Obamacare and the Affordable Care, was different. Like, they were like different phrases or different, whatsoever that stand for each other, without them actually knowing that this is the same thing. And a lot of these people voted for TP in order to abolish the Obamacare, thinking that this Obamacare is actually maybe meant for people that looks like me because of the name Obama. Like, seriously, are you seeing what is happening right now? They did what they did, thinking that, oh, let's just go to the affordable, and without realizing that the Obama and the affordable is actually the same thing. And a lot of them were kicking out Obama whatsoever, Obamacare, because they thought that this Obamacare stand for people that looks like me, with the name Obama and all of that. And a lot of people are regretting it today. A lot of pink color people are out regretting it, trying to, oh my god. Oh, if you see the comment sections, people are like, are you serious? Is this something? A lot of people are just so, like, it's as if when you have been taken by greed, and now this greed is paying off, and you are just all around regretting. And the thing is that people do not even listen. I stitched a video of, KM talking about if TP, decide to, he's going to take away these healthcare benefits. He's going to take away it. She said it. I stitched a video. But no, people don't even care. People like, oh, okay, maybe people thought that she meant the Obamacare. You see? Maybe people thought that she meant the Obamacare, so we don't care. Yeah, we actually even we don't want anything that has to do with people that looks like me. And now you don't know that you are indirectly or directly hurting yourself. Like, this is too much already. People are not happy. The rate at which I see a lot of jubilations from the other side, it has drastically reduced, because they say that when you F around, you're going to find out the hard way, according to people that looks like me. Seriously. Now they are beginning to realize one way or the other that, oh my god, what did we actually do? What did we do? We allowed our greed and our quest for this to overturn us. Like, all of the things, all of the promises is as if, give me this and take this and give me this. Like, it's just transactional. A lot of people were talking about the tariff. Oh yeah, we won't be paying tax, like tariff will be cut off without even knowing that. Oh my goodness. Without knowing that the product at which these things are expected to be produced in your state is still going to be exported. With that being said, that high tariff that was paid by these exporters will still be applied when you are buying these goods and services. Like, it's just so tricky. It's just so, like, it's when you don't maybe take, like, when you don't calm down to really reason it, you get so confused, and you think that all of the policies is just going to be for your own benefit. Like, seriously. When I saw the first stitch I stitched, I felt like, I was like, what is this? I felt so pained. There were a lot of people in that shoe that is using, this to, keep on living and all of that. So what do you think that will happen if it is actually stopped, or if it's actually removed? What do you think that people in such stage will do? What do you think that will happen to people's health? It's not everybody that can even afford a living. Take more of healthcare and all of that. But with the use of this Obama care or affordable care, or whatever way you want to call it, a lot of people are able to receive, some affordable kind of medical treatments, and which the woman I stitched her video is one of those people, and there are a lot of her like that. But all because people are always looking at, oh my god, it's all about Ray and C's, like Ray. Like, seriously, lovelies. I just hope that, okay, it's just a fallacy. It's not going to remove it or something, just weird, But people really need to know that sometimes you keep on doing something thinking, like, this privilege of a thing. Gosh, I know that a lot of some people have privilege, why some, but you don't know that sometimes even your privilege, sometimes it will get to a point that it will not even save you anymore. Because these days people are just being selfish. People are just doing things that will benefit them. They don't care about their families and friends. This is why some of these pine color people don't even understand. You think that, oh, I don't care who becomes this, after all, I'm this. No matter who this person is, it's going to still benefit me, which is good. But you don't have to pray to be in a situation whereby even your privilege can, like, you don't pray for that. That's why you need to really, think about someone that understand what an individual means. Like someone, like you need to think about someone that has a human feelings and all of that. I'm not saying that he does not, but the way at which things are going, people are complaining, and oh my god, it's just so heartbreaking that I see that a lot of people are beginning to realize this later on. But this is the same thing that people that looks like me is trying to tell you guys, trying to advocate, but you guys see it as, oh, okay, because she's a black woman, or because you're a black person, or no. Like, sometimes can you just remove race aside and just do things normal, and just try to see things in a reality check, like reality check, to actually know what is going on. Everything shouldn't be all about where you're from or the colors of our skin. Like, probably this might even affect a lot of people. A lot. It might affect any color of persons. But this is what some people do not even want to understand. But when people like me, want to, like, a lot of people shush them up. Just imagine. It was actually people that looks like me that were able to pull 97%. That makes you to think that these people know exactly what they're saying. They know exactly what people are facing. Why, like, but no, all because you think that, oh, they're probably just going to get to the level that we are not going to let them to get to such level. So why is it that we should listen to them? We shouldn't listen to them. They're probably, tired of being oppressed, and they want to be treated equally the same way that we are treated. But without you knowing that this time around is an era for them to rest. Like, they are done fighting, talking. They've been talking and fighting for a very long time, especially black women. They've been trying to tell you people, trying to fight, trying to let you guys know, trying to push your faces to see the truth and the reality in front of you. But all because, they are colored people. Like, no, what, no, like, who even want to listen to colored person? But look at it. There's no point there's no point to come out with all of the regret and, oh my god, how did I know you took away my healthcare and blah blah blah. You should just move on. Look for a way you can adjust your life. Look for a way that you need to make your life very serious right now. Like, this life is going to be very serious for a lot of people, and look for a way out. Because this is it, and is it. And I just pray, I keep on praying, I will just keep on praying that this system will favor everyone, even if it's actually coming out with a lot of tension everywhere. But I believe that in the long run, everything will balance and everybody will be happy. I hope so. Anyway, lovelies, why don't you just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. If you've not subscribed to this channel or to this extent, please do again hit the button to subscribe to this channel, turn on notification, and please, when you leave your commentaries, just be brief, like abbreviated. There's some comment that is not actually not you understand what I mean, and you understand who actually control his and I will see you lovely when I upload the next one.
I've watched up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So leave me your own thoughts, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.